Hello. The pivotal role of the rail system in increasing the tempo of commercial activities cannot be overstated. So let's talk rail system in Nigeria tonight. Good evening and welcome to Weekend File. Between 1960 and the year 2015, successive administrations in the country involved foreign companies to undertake the revitalization and upgrade of the nation's rail system, all in an effort to leverage on the strides of the colonialists in the sector. But the efforts could not sufficiently return the rail system to its original vibrancy, which the nation desperately needs now to create a myriad of attractive business opportunities inherent in rail transport system. Nigeria has the 49th longest rail transport network globally, covering 3,528 kilometers, and the present administration in Nigeria has introduced 10 standard gauge rail lines that will cover 3,421 kilometers. And this is part of efforts to step up action in the revamping process in order to restore efficiency and profitability that would guarantee successful diversification of the nation's economy and increased earnings from non-oil investments. Further developments in the subsector in terms of metro systems, procurement of rail infrastructure, and the challenge of siting railway stations in towns and communities along the rail corridor will be brought to you in greater details in our correspondence report. Tonight we'll be hosting Fidel Tokera, Managing Director, Nigerian Railway Corporation. My name is Kirian Umayo, and you are tuned to Weekend File, where we tackle developmental matters of our time. Thank you for joining us. The news is next. President Muhammadu Buhari has condemned the latest communal violence in Kasuwa Magani in Kaduna State, which claimed 55 lives in a statement by his senior special assistant to media and publicity, Malam Garba Shehu. President Buhari said the frequent resort to bloodshed over misunderstandings that can be resolved peacefully is worrisome. According to the president, no culture and religion supports disregard for the sanctity of life, adding that peaceful coexistence is necessary for the progress of the society. He commended the Kaduna State government for its rapid response to the crisis and appealed to community leaders to engage in regular dialogue as a medium to embrace peace. He also advised the people to develop the spirit of tolerance and patience at all times. ECOWAS Chairman, President Muhammadu Buhari, has dispatched a special envoy to Mali to mediate on some political disagreements to forestall any crisis in that country. The delegation, led by Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyama, met with stakeholders, including President Boubacar Keita. Makut Samuel Macham reports.
In carrying out his mediation role as chairman of ECOWAS, President Muhammadu Buhari dispatched a special envoy led by Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Minister Geoffrey Onyama and ECOWAS Commission President Jean-Claude Brou to Mali. The delegation met with opposition candidates and other stakeholders, including presidential runner-up Soumaïla Cissé, who expressed their grievances but said they were willing to make democracy work in Mali. There was also a meeting with the UN Special Representative to Mali and ambassadors of some key partner countries. They later met with President Boubacar Keita, where they delivered President Muhammadu Buhari's message calling for dialogue and unity in Mali.
We communicated President Buhari's message to them, which was very well received. They have a lot of respect for him and want him to, to play a role in shepherding the country forward through this process. And, there's some promising developments that we hope to see come to fruition. There is the legislative elections, which have been postponed. But everybody agreed it should be postponed. The country was not ready for it now. And we're happy and we're helping to build a consensus for everybody to support that process.
In dispatching this envoy to Mali, President Muhammadu Buhari believes that democracy is an all-inclusive process that every stakeholder must contribute to make it work. Before departing Mali, the minister, in company of the ECOWAS Commission President, inaugurated the newly constructed Nigerian mission residence in Bamako. From Bamako in Mali, Makut Simon Macham, NTA News.
Thank you, Makud. In continuation of his engagements in London, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed met with a team of think tank policy shapers and global affairs influencers, the Royal African Society. Anthony Fossen reports.
Located on 36 Gordon Square, King's Cross, London, the Royal African Society is Britain's prime African organization with the goal of promoting Africa in business, politics, culture and academia, as well as work to foster better understanding and strong ties between Britain, Africa and the rest of the world. Briefing Dr. Nicholas Westcott, Managing Director, European External Action Service of the organization, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed presented President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration's scorecard since it came to power.
Fighting security, fighting corruption, what we've achieved in the area of revamping the economy. It's given us the opportunity also to debut the minds of people about the insecurity in the northeast and how much the government has succeeded in returning normalcy there. It offers the opportunity of explaining that the farmer herders clash is more of a result of population explosion, climate change, and pure criminality, as against the naysayers' position that is ethnic or religious.
The minister equally told Nicholas Westcott the quantum of wrath the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration met on ground and how it is turning things around.
We are trying to clean up the mess of the past administration. For 16 years, no attempt was made to invest in infrastructure. For 16 years, there was absolute corruption. So what you have today about unemployment is actually, whatever remains of unemployment is actually, the result of bad governance. But even at that, we have made very positive giant strides. In the history of Nigeria, no administration has under any program employed 500,000 unemployed graduates as we have done through our Empower. In addition, we have diversified the economy, and today agriculture it has become the choice of many Nigerians. We've been able to grow rice farmers from 5 million to 11 million. We've been able to cut down on importation of rice from 40,000 metric tons to under 25,000 metric tons. So ours is a success story in the area of agriculture and unemployment. Many of them were surprised to hear that we invest as much as about $7.5 billion in 2 years in infrastructure, and they were quite impressed to see that power has gone from 2,560 megawatts to 7,000 megawatts. And you see, the whole idea is to shape the narrative.
The minister expressed satisfaction with the understanding they presented in listening to the Nigerian story under President Muhammadu Buhari. In London, Anthony Fossen, NTA News.
And back home, President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed regret over the unnecessary loss of lives and property as a result of the recent pipeline explosion in the Usisiamangwa community of Abia State. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, preliminary reports by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation shows that the incident was not accidental explosion, but as a result of vandals who vandalized the pipelines to scoop the products. It was reported that despite several warnings that the particular pipeline has been tampered with over 684 times in the last 6 months. President Buhari urges communities and state governments that host oil pipelines to be more vigilant and rise to combat the challenge posed by pipeline vandalism. The president also appealed to host communities to collaborate with the NNPC to tame oil pipeline vandalism in their areas. Now, the Gulf Information Technology Exhibition in Dubai has come to a close, with 2 Nigerian innovations reaching the semi-finals of the GTEx Feature Star competitions. Chidinma Divisi reports that the innovations were adjudged as having global appeal.
The Gulf Information Technology Exhibition Future Stars competition is where the world's most imaginative ideas that have translated to new technologies are displayed and become business realities. This year, more than 140 countries participated, with Nigeria showcasing startup technologies of 6 young people who beat 400 others from the nation's geopolitical zones.
We try to give them funding in terms of seed funding, where at the basic level they can be able to build up their startup. We also give them technical trainings.
Their innovations range from energy-saving applications to an online platform where students can secure accommodation off campus and wireless charging powering device that can be built into the furniture. Well, an artificial intelligence technology, the drone-propelled ambulances that can deliver blood to hospitals within 15 minutes, and motorcycle online booking application scaled through to the semi-finals.
We operate a drone delivery service, and our goal is to prevent the 1.6 million deaths from lack of timely access in Africa. This is in line with the SDG goal number 3.
Mobile app that allows users to stop rides and get the motorcycle taxi driver that comes to their location to pick them.
This young group has earned an opportunity to be at the Social Good Summit in Geneva. With GITEX 2018 coming to an end, the Director General, National Information Technology Development Agency, says all is looking well for Nigeria's information and communication technology.
The way foreign investors are willing to invest in what we brought here, I'm highly impressed.
The nation also received an award of achievement for contributions to modern technology. From Dubai, Chimdima Ndubisi, NTA News.
The diversification policy of the Buhari-led administration, especially in agriculture, has again been applauded by the United States government. The commendation was given at the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the United States African Development Foundation and the Kebbi State government on development and expansion of agricultural enterprises in northern Nigeria. Deborah Brooklyn-Sunday has that report.
Returning the nation to the good old days when agriculture was the mainstay of foreign exchange earning for Nigeria is one of the areas of focus of the present administration. Kebbi State is one of the trailblazers in agriculture, which has attracted the foundation's attention.
Thank you.
Accompanied by the U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Stuart Symington, Chairman, Board of Director of the Foundation, Jack Leslie, President of the Foundation, C.D. Glynn, and Kebbi State Commissioner for Agriculture, Atairu Machido, endorsed the document.
We in Kebbi have always said we want to make a difference. And part of the difference is to bring the world into Kebbi so that we can do things the way the world is functioning rather than the way we want it to function.
Particularly when we have this kind of partnership that involves both of us contributing monetarily as well as our time and our expertise, that's when we know we have a real solid commitment.
People, people, people.
The Memorandum of Understanding entered is a 5-year, $10 million agreement.
Nigeria's credibility and also the leadership that Kebbi State is showing with matching U.S. government funds in market-oriented agriculture value chains in Kebbi State, predominantly rice, groundnuts, as well as dairy.
The initiative is aimed at grassroots economic development and job creation. Both parties have fulfilled their counterpart fund commitments. Adebola Brooklyn-Sunday, NTA News.
Council meetings of the National Public Service Negotiating Council has ended in Abuja. Adebola Brooklyn-Sunday again reports that members resolved to present their outcomes, especially the fundamental principles that will regulate the operation, ability, and workers to the National Council of Establishments for ratification.
The Public Service Negotiating Council provides opportunity for representatives of workers and government to meet, interact, and exchange ideas. For 3 days, members converged on the Public Service Institute of Nigeria, PSIN, to submit their sub-council's positions. On the last day, participants aligned their positions, that of labor and government. One of the issues of contention for years is the production of a constitution for the council.
Now the issue has been resolved because government has been able to get those constitutions published, and the good news we heard in council this year is that come the joint council, those constitutions will be launched.
We have state council have issues, some based on tenure, some don't know what to do, and all this. So if the constitution is there, it will easily solve that matter rather than rushing to the national level.
It's quite interesting to see that the Labour are not just, the union, they're not just fighting for themselves, they're also looking at how to move the service forward for some of the issues that they table this time around.
The separate councils 1, 2, and 3 will be meeting jointly in Bayelsa State next month to fine-tune their resolutions before presenting it to the National Council on Establishment. Adebola, Brooksland Sunday, NTA News.
Quantity management and control of quality surveying duties is the theme of a two-day workshop holding in Abuja, organized by the Nigerian Institute of Quality Surveyors. Joseph Johnson reports that participating key stakeholders in this sector are harping on the need for surveyors to enhance their capabilities in line with the global best practices.
My expectation is that our members will now be providing better and improved quantity surveying services to their clients and to their employers, and thereby helping in reducing construction costs and bringing in best practices to the construction industry, and also being at par with other international consultants or businesses such that Nigerian businesses can be exported.
As many as possible to interface with international organizations who oftentimes have international conferences, and they have the best resource people, and then the global standard can now be transferred to our country.
So essentially the take home of our participants is the techniques that they will learn to polish their services henceforth, so that it will ultimately generate to greater customer satisfaction.
The Nigerian Institute of Quantity Surveyors is saddled with the role of promoting the art and science of the profession in all its ramifications, among others. Moving on now, the senator representing Kaduna Central at the National Assembly, Senator Shehu Sani, has resigned his membership of all the Progressives Congress APC. In a letter signed personally by the senator and addressed to the chairman of the party in his Tudunwada 6, Senator Sani thanked the APC for providing the platform for him to realize his political ambitions and wished the party well in its future endeavors. Meanwhile, the National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Lanre Issa Onilu, in a telephone conversation with the NTA, said the APC received the news of Senator Sani's resignation through media reports and will relate with all the facts concerning the reported resignation. He said the party will react appropriately in due course. The Diocese of Gwagwalada Anglican Communion have recognized the humanitarian contribution of wife of the President, Aisha Buhari, towards improving the well-being of women and children through her Future Assured program. The President's wife, represented at the award ceremony, appeals to Nigerians, irrespective of religious or ethnic affiliations, to continue to live in peace and harmony for the overall development of the country. State House correspondent Ali Kabir was there.
The award by the Diocese of Gwagwalada Anglican Communion in honor of the wife of the President, Aisha Muhammad Buhari, is coming in recognition of Mrs. Buhari's selfless service to humanity, especially her humanitarian gestures towards improving the lives of women and children in Nigeria, irrespective of ethnic or religious background. Out of the Holy Spirit. While receiving the award, the wife of the President, who was represented by the wife of the former military administrator of Kaduna State, Grace Chama, described the award as a catalyst that will ginger her to do more in serving humanity.
This award will touch her heart. It will so touch her heart because she will see that even in the church, people are appreciating what she is doing.
They are appreciating her and they are calling onto her, even like Oliver Twist, to please our mother do more.
My expectation for her is that she keep on doing the good work that she's doing, and that the sky will be her limit and the Lord will continue to bless her, and that the seed she's sowing by the grace of God will yield fruits in the nearest future. And also want to commend her in supporting her husband in fighting the corruption in Nigeria, because if corruption is not killed, it will destroy the entire world.
The program was part of the 2018 Episcopal Harvest of the Diocese of Gwagwalada Anglican Communion with the theme, Harvest of Ceaseless Blessings. In Abuja, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
More groups are joining the campaign for women to go for cancer screening to reduce this scourge. Achari Maxwell reports that one of such groups is a non-governmental organization, Friends Unite.
These are members of Friends Unite, a non-governmental organization. They are out on the streets for a work to sensitize the public, women in particular, about cancer. It's said to have claimed the lives of more than 9.6 million, out of which 2.9 million is breast cancer. The mission of these women is to advocate regular screening, since early diagnosis and detection is said to be key to survival. The sensitization work was preceded by a workshop where free cancer screening for 60 women was carried out, in addition to tips from experts.
You must make sure you examine yourself. A woman can protect herself by standing in front of a mirror, looking at herself and noticing if anything is different.
A lot of children, young people, 14 years, 20-something, are down they're in the world with cancer of the breast. And so we took it upon ourselves that we will create awareness on cancer.
Cancer survivor Rose Isiaku corroborates the emphasis on early screening.
I wake up in the morning and I look at myself in the mirror and I tell myself, Rose, you are a survivor.
It is success stories such as Rose's that has given the Friends Unite the courage to keep sending the message across. In Kaduna, Achari Maxwell, NTA News.
Now, Nigerians look forward to when railway system would once again boost inter-ethnic marriages, acquisition of new dressing habits, food and languages, and cause the emergence of mega railway towns across the nation. Tonight, we are looking at performance pattern of the federal government in railway project execution. More analysis in our correspondent's report up ahead.
Don't you know? Time that money, so use them well. Don't you know? That I will never let you down. Just a little love, just a little giving. Show some love.
Enjoy free 250 MB every week just by recharging on Airtel Recharge Plus. Dial *479# to know more.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Your favorite Maggi Star now wears a new look. Its great taste and quality still remain the same. With Maggi, every woman is a star.
The National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, in affiliation with the University of Benin, invites members of the public to its second convocation ceremony for the graduates of 2015-2016 and 2016-2017 academic session. Dignitaries expected at the event include the President of the Senate, Dr. Bukola Saraki, CON, Speaker, House of Representatives, Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, and the Vice Chancellor, University of Benin, Professor Faraday Oruwese, FNCE. Date, Monday 22nd October 2018. Venue, National Assembly Arcade, Abuja. Time 10 a.m. prompt. Special convocation lecture presenters include Professor Peter Lewis, Director of African Studies and Professor at the Johns Hopkins University School of Advanced International Studies, United States of America. Announcer, Professor Ladi Hamalai, MFR, Director General, National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies.
These are exciting times for broadcasting in Africa. Digital switchover is sweeping the continent. The content revolution is booming. Technology is evolving at the speed of light, and Africa is ready for business. The National Broadcasting Commission is set to host the 12th Biennial International Conference, an exhibition of Africa broadcasters. Africast 2018 in Abuja, Nigeria. Participants will experience 3 days of world-class exposition, showcasing the very best in creativity, innovation, and technological advancements in global broadcast and media ecosystem. Theme: the dynamics of broadcasting in the digital era. Date: Tuesday 23rd to Thursday 25th October 2018. Venue: Abuja Sheraton Hotels and Towers. Time: 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Register today to experience Africast 2018. You will be glad that you did. For inquiries, email africastabuja@nbc.gov.ng. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting. Management announcer.
Kende suffers from indigestion. His twin Taiyi suffers from heartburn. Sometimes it's the other way around, or both. That's why they use Gaviscon Double Action. It soothes within 3 minutes and lasts for up to 4 hours. For double relief from heartburn and indigestion, Gaviscon Double Action.
Caring for the patients of typhoid and diarrhea is our responsibility. And these illnesses are often spread due to eating with unclean hands. So I recommend Dettol, as it protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs. That's why I want to be Dettol sure. Dettol, the 100% sure.
Dettol soap is now also available for 100 Naira only.
Fake news which is shared for malicious purposes is a danger to our peace and security in Nigeria. Misinformation as fake news is a serious threat to our hard-earned democracy and promotes hatred and misunderstanding between our communities. We are all responsible for stopping the spread of fake news in its tracks. So, always check the source and credibility of any news item. Say no to fake news. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information.
And we do thank you for staying with us up to this moment. Railway infrastructure development is one critical sector that has gained major attention from the present administration. Let's hear from Oina Kalioka.
Interconnecting the country through the railway system, President Muhammadu Buhari says, is one major focus of the administration. With some railway across the country ongoing and the plan and construction for more to follow suit, federal government hopes to complete the standard gauge railway across the main north-south trading route by 2021. Negotiations and approval have been concluded for the Port Harcourt to Maiduguri Railway and that of Kano to Maradi in Niger Republic, not exempting the coastal rail. The promise by the president to interconnect Nigerian through railway has ignited hopes to ordinary Nigerians on the streets. This, they say, is going to boost the economy and also improve transportation. Malam Abubakar Ahmed and Husman Jamiu are key followers of events on the media. To these Nigerians, federal government's plan and focus of developing the rail sector is crucial.
When we have that, this problem of fuel here and there, when there's celebration, it will reduce the problem. Somebody like me and others that they are not have a work now, through that we can have something doing.
The Abuja-Kaduna route, which is on operation, boosted by additional rolling stock.
The total carrying capacity before now, hitherto, was 320. With the current addition now, our carrying capacity per train, if we join all of them together, will be 960 per trip.
President Muhammadu Buhari should be commended because he shows some level of goodwill or political will for policy continuity.
Everybody will feel the impact. Farmer, businessman, civil servant.
We all know what this country is going through from a few years back.
all the roads were dilapidated simply because all forces were on the road.
If we are able to conclude the arrangements, taking into consideration Nigerian laws, then this year we will certainly start a lot of them. That includes the Port Harcourt to Maiduguri, that includes the Kano to Jibia, that includes Abuja to Itabe, going through Baro, and then with the seaport in Bonny, a seaport in Warri, and so many other projects.
From all indications, developing the transportation sector has been top priority by the administration as it received huge allocation in the 2018 proposed appropriation bill. Ohinna Kalu Oka, NTA News.
Thank you, Oina, for that special report. Now, in the next report, Shaibu Onaze Yakubu examines the project, the prospects, patronage, and the challenges of the recently inaugurated Abuja light rail transport system.
Since the inauguration of the Abuja light rail transport system in July this year by President Muhammadu Buhari, the service has witnessed patronage of passengers in the Federal Capital Territory. The operation of the train service has greatly reduced transportation challenges in the territory, especially for passengers going to the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, who prefer to board the train because of its safety and convenience.
This is not my first trip. This has been my trip whenever I'm coming from Kaduna and I land in Idu and I took the metro. I always take the metro to the central area, so I don't want to miss it for anything. It's a good thing. It shows that we are moving forward, and continuity in life is very important.
And it's a clear indication that Nigerian government, in the person of our leader, Muhammadu Buhari, has put in his best. And I was telling my colleague on board that no, if this is what Buhari is giving us, we should rather try more to support him.
The patronage at the moment is at the lowest ebb, as only few passengers are seen patronizing the Abuja train service. This cannot be unconnected with the train schedule, which shows that the departure time from the Abuja metro station to the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport is between 10 a.m., 2:30 p.m. and 5:20 p.m. weekdays, an inadequate awareness by potential passengers. However, the operation has also provided job opportunities for the teeming unemployed youths.
We envisage in another 15 months, we envisage over 100,000 direct and indirect employment, minimum. And when you talk of those who did not come, a woman who comes to the train station to sell food also creates a job was created for that woman.
While the Abuja Light Rail project has been commended by many, others say the service can be better improved.
Right now, there are only 3 functional coaches that carried passengers on daily basis from the Abuja Metro down to the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, with a plan to having more in no distant time. From the Abuja Metro Station, Shaibu Onaze Yakubu, NTA News.
All right, now reports from Jigawa State indicates that people along Hadeja and the Ringin axis continue to jubilate over the return of Nguru to Kano rail line after many years of its dormancy. Ibrahim Sani has an update.
For those who were born in the 90s living around Hadeja and Ringin axis, they only know about train in history books. But like a dream, the Buhari administration has touched their lives. It is now a reality. The Nguru Malamadori Gagarawa Zakire to Kano rail line is back to life. The rail line, established in 1931, went into comatose for over 10 years, resulting in the years of economic activities hitherto obtainable in that axis. The efforts of Buhari administration in the revival of railway transportation is, however, yielding good results.
The coming of train to Nguru is a great contribution toward easing transportation to poor people, because the payment is less than 1,000.
When there is a proper use of railway line, all our people will be safe. No, it will serve as an accident-free line, because railway is the best actually.
That place, that rail line has helped tremendously towards the development of Kano and Jigawa, especially Jigawa State, because that railway axis, if you left Zakire, from Ringim up to Nguru, almost about 2/3 of the line is in the Jigawa State. And that rail line has helped us tremendously towards our marketing activities, especially transportation of animals, transportation of goods, and services. And appealing to the authorities concerned to look into our appeal that this rehabilitation should include Kano, Nguru, axis.
Although the night trip pattern and some other logistic challenges are feasible in the operations, the passengers are optimistic to the ability and commitment of government to modernize the rail line in no distant future. From Dutse, Ibrahim Sani, NTA News.
And Kano, the commercial hub of the north, is anxious that the ongoing revolution in the railway system embarked upon by the Buhari administration reaches there. This is because the sector remains a critical component of economic development for the people in the state. Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports.
Kano Railway, established in 1819 as one of the pioneer stations in Nigeria. The system is an imperative in the transport sector. Rail system was the major vehicle for transporting goods and services from north to western and eastern part of the country. Rail modernization program is yet to reach Kano, which resulted in relying on narrow gauge as train transport passengers from Kano to Nguru twice a week, Kano to Lagos once a week, and Kano to Ofa also once a week. Despite challenges, passengers still patronize the services of train, as Kano railway station has been beehive of activities. The railway reforms that is going on across the country is moving at appreciable speed.
Construction of the standard gauge rail line from Kano to Lagos has already commenced. So the first phase started from Lagos to Ibadan, which is ongoing, and by the grace of God, before the end of this year, it will be commissioned. Then the second phase, which starts from Ibadan to Kaduna, will also soon commence operation, while that of Kaduna to Kano will soon be contracted out.
It is exactly 9 p.m. and the train is about to take off to Nguru, Yobe State. Passengers are excited. But one of the challenges facing Kano railway station is lack of electricity.
Light should be provided because sometimes it is difficult to identify your luggage.
The revolution in the sector through construction of standard gauge, when completed, will bring back past glory and ease transport system to the people of Kano, Jigawa, and Yobe states. Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
And the Baro Port project embarked upon by the federal government progresses. Residents in the historic town are hopeful that the Minna-Baro Railway, which has suffered many years of neglect, is receiving rapid socio-economic development. And we will now get to Mary Noel Barji for more on that.
The saying that a number of communities in Niger State owe their existence and growth to the railway is not an exaggeration. The first steam tramway was constructed in the state in 1901, linking Zungeru, the then capital of northern Nigeria, with Wishishi, the nearest terminal river port. The first locomotive to run the tramway stands under a canopy on the railway platform in Minna. The Minna-Baro line came up later in 1911, linking Kaduna and other towns in the north. Baro, which became prominent as an interland port and major railway town in the colonial days, began to decline with independence.
And for containers to come to Minna, the railway line is very important.
We appreciate the federal government efforts and we are calling for more support.
There is no road, no rail. That is not uncompleted project.
So we are appealing and we thank the federal government that even remember Baro.
Baro Port project is at advanced stage of completion. While the people await the inauguration of Baro Port by the federal government, which will bring a new lease of life to adjoining communities, residents are appealing for the provision of basic social amenities in the town. Mary Nabershi, NTA News.
Now, Jane Ojuku brings us up to speed with the rail line development in the southwest axis.
The ongoing Lagos-Ibadan standard gauge railway construction project expected to be completed by the end of the year. The new railway line will provide a faster and more convenient traveling experience for both passengers and freight. Some respondents emphasized that the modern railway system will address the perennial traffic congestions experienced on the Lagos-Ibadan axis while bolstering economic activities along the corridor.
It's safe, is comfortable, at least you have fun.
And the means of transportation, it will help people a lot.
If the train is moving, they have nothing like hold up. As the train is moving, a lot of people we are sitting comfortable and they are very, very happy with the situation. So it is going to reduce a lot of congestion of the road, and it is going to, economically, it is going to have effect on the masses.
Railway, you should try to circulate throughout the whole nation. Railway try to circulate the whole nation, the economy will stabilize.
To ensure the project meets world-class standard before the December deadline, the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, has periodically inspected the progress of the project.
Quality, I'm impressed. We have European supervisors who are our consultants. So we're meeting that standard. They also say that before December, they will have at least gotten to Abuja and beyond. What we still expect that they should please do 156 kilometers before the end of December.
Rail can bring peace to community and development to people. People that were idle are now finding a place to do small commercial activity.
The railway modernization project, observers say, is bound to revolutionize the face of transportation in Nigeria. In Lagos, Jane Ojukwu, NTA News.
Thank you, Jane. And our guest tonight is Fide Tokera, the Managing Director, Nigerian Railway Corporation. He's going to be talking to you in just a short while. Stay with us.
When it comes to 30,000 naira, 30,000 naira to somebody is 1 million naira.
I just applied online. I did not know anybody.
I'm under carpenting. I was given saw, bar, tenant saw, hammer.
Federal government is able to mobilize me by giving me one iPad to aid me in carrying out my exercise.
So the money that was given to me, I was able to establish some little farm, and this building we are standing on.
I also have goats that I train.
But with the exception of the Empower, I've been able to do some little contribution that have actually helped me to put the money together and been able to service people.
My thanks goes to the President, President Muhammadu Buhari, for this thing that he has done for the youth of Nigeria. So we are grateful.
Experience, they say, is the best teacher.
They hold us from the sea. Thank God that we came back home. They should not go there because it's not good. It's a very bad place. So they just my advice.
Even now, sir, if they are shooting the boat they are going to use to go Italy, may they stop it. Our country is good. Our country is a blessed country. Now I know our country is a blessed country. I know before I for not travel from Nigeria to Libya. I know how much I spent.
Let these personal experiences serve as a lesson to all who would repeat their mistakes. A word is enough for the wise.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Now with me in the studio is the Managing Director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Fide Tokera. So you're welcome to Weekend File.
Thank you.
All right, let's kickstart this discussion by asking you to speak on the strategic importance of a railway transportation system in a growing economy like Nigeria.
You cannot do without movement. And if you talk about strategy, for a country to grow, you have to move goods, and persons have to move from place to place. Some people will say, okay, with telephone, you can get in touch. But it's different thing, but eyeball to eyeball communication can do a lot of difference. That's why moving of people is very important, not just moving goods. If you come from the developed world, UK, America, they got where they are today because their logistics system is working. And for it to work, the rail system have to work. Because for you to have an industrialized nation, you have to move in bulk. People have to move a convenient way. And for that to happen, is the rail system. we are not saying the road should not be developed, but that they play different roles. That's what we have a town modeling, so that people can move either by sea, by air, but they have to be linked. So if commerce is a multiplying system, it's not addition or minus. In that case, if one is working and the other one is not working, it may amount to zero, because 100 times 0 is 0. So all the system have to work. For a nation to meet up with the present system, you have to have a very solid rail system, because the industrial backbone depends on movement. Because when you produce, you have to send them to the people to buy. And when you import goods from the sea, you also have to move them to hinterland. So that's why the rail industry, and thank God the present government have brought it to the topmost level, that everybody is now talking about rail. And we hope that this system and the way they are doing it will continue to do it.
Yes, I wouldn't know how long you've been the MD of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, but I'd like you to give us a background of what the situation really was before you came in. Now everybody is celebrating, what has been achieved so far. Because of course we know it's not yet Uhuru, but people are beginning to celebrate. So how was it when you came in?
No, I would just say when I became MD, because I'm a railway person. After leaving school, graduating from the University of Lagos, after youth service, I joined the railway, and I've not looked back. So I've been in railway since 1987 to date. So I know at least a bit of Nigerian railway, and I know where we were before now. And I will tell you, at the time, there was nothing like budget. Don't forget, there was a time we went on strike because we didn't get salary for 9 months, and we came back and resumed on our own. And there was also a time, 3 months, no salary. So if you can't pay salary, you can't be talking about capital investment. And the rail industry is such a way that when you have the system, you have to maintain it. At least there's no way you will not maintain the infrastructure to keep up to date. So we are not having wagons, we are not having locomotives. But thank God it's coming up. And some back in 2006, the president then, Olusegun Obasanjo, was almost closing the rail system, because he talked about bringing in the standard gauge. And God save us that we are still, the system was in place. Because what I was telling people then, as at that time, and I've risen to a position of management, we are saying you don't close the house because you want to build another one. And because if you don't, by chance, and you don't complete the new house, you will be left stranded. And when he started, the Lagos Ibadan in 2006, we broke the ground until maybe nothing happens. In the era of good luck, it now brought in the Kaduna Abuja, and it was going for 6 years. Then the present government came and make sure that within few months it was completed and put to use.
All right, now talking about what is on ground at the moment, could you just lead us into understanding what is going on? We learned that about 10 standard gauges have been introduced by the federal government, and it's going to crisscross the entire nation. Just let us know what has happened.
We have what we call the 25-year relief plan, and it's almost 25 years, nothing happened until the present government came, and they took the bull by the horn. By that, the idea was then that all federal capital, all state capital, and industrial bases, and the place you think there are mining that can take place, that rail should crisscross those places. It was a plan, but nothing happened. But thank God now, we are at the stage of doing due diligence. Advert was placed. People who were interested bidded. They have submitted, and they have passed the first stage. But where we are now, that we are doing the due diligence on the various companies that came top for the various segments of track. And don't also forget that the Lagos Ibadan have started. The contract was that it will take 3 years, but the present government said, no, what do you need? We will pay our counterpart funding, and we believe when you get counterpart funding, you can finish in 1 month, in 12 months. And that is the target we are having. We just show some videos of the clip of that rail line. Track are being laid, bridges are being laid. We are hoping towards situation, first quarter of next year, we should be able to roll on that track.
Okay, now what I'm talking about is that there's this speed, with which the government is pursuing the revamping of railways, vigorously. But, we saw some clips, from different parts of the country. We also saw the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, in some of those sites. Now, what about Jokuta Itabe angle? Let us just know the area.
When you mentioned that, it's always planning because we are about starting operation. By next week, Thursday, we are going to do a train ride again. That will be the third one. And by first week of November, it will be on daily basis, what we call trial runs. We do that for a month without commercializing it. We just move for people to sensitize people and see so that we can set up the proper timetable. So by next week, Thursday, we are going to run from Agbo to Warri again and back same day to test the locomotive we are just put on that track. So on Thursday morning, we take off from Agbo, go to Warri and back. So because we want to test how the place we're going to be carrying passengers from, because the station buildings are still ongoing, but we can't wait for them to finish.
But we learned that you're having issues with the building stations.
That's what I'm saying. We are not having issues. The contract is ongoing, but you don't expect them to finish as fast as we thought. And we don't want to wait so that by the time you finish the station building, the track you need to go back and maintain the track. So what we are trying to do now is to ensure that we start the trial runs, the track will be used and be maintained, and we start taking passengers and goods till we do that. Normally, when we start taking Abuja, we do that. We did that, and we also do that for a month. Then before we start talking about commercializing it, that will enable us dot the I and cross the T's. And then the station building would have gone far. Okay. So because the locomotives, the coaches are already in place, so you don't need to keep them idle. We at least let's sensitize the people, let them get used to it before the full commercial action, and the staff, when the process will be trained and more staff will be engaged to run the 320 kilometers.
All right, so I'd like to stop you here for now because of time, right? So it could be, we could have another opportunity of coming to explain in further details, what has happened. Our guest has been affiliated to Okiria, the Managing Director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation. One good thing about you is that you are aware yourself, having started way back in 1987, so you understand what you are doing. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us.
Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.
All right, now sports is next. Don't go away.
Brought us as usual.
As usual. You have no problem.
For the three put
you are welcome, sir.
As usual, yeah.
You take that one. You take that one. You don't understand? We want Nigerian homegrown rice. Finish. You don't have. You don't have.
Join the rice revolution today.
No other rice that tastes like Nigerian rice. Are you sorry? That's the Nigerian rice we are talking about. Chocolate made in Nigerian rice. Healthy food. I'm going to bring Mrs. Mobu to come to chocolate rice of made in Nigeria here. And see how it are made.
Correct.
And how they are cook it.
Correct.
Homegrown rice are good for your health. It boosts our economy and give employment to our people.
This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Lady 2018 Ladies Close Championship tees off in Abuja as Nigeria Referees Association ends a two-day annual general meeting in Abuja. Let's hear more from Kano Imabolike.
Over 100 amateur golfers took their turns to tee off the 2018 Ladies Close Championship Saturday at the IBB International Golf and Country Club Abuja. Elder statesman General IBM Haruna performed the ceremonial tee as the golfers compete to reduce their handicaps, while Lady Captain of the club, Julia Chalano, anticipates a keen contest over 36 holes.
Clement weather indeed. The ladies are ready. They've been boasting. We are going to see champion. Imagine from today, qualifying tomorrow, and then picking the cup.
The ladies' close climaxes Sunday with winners emerging in different categories, including men.